So let me give you a tour of our BoweZonga 2500 ProMaster high top extraordinaire. Right off the bat, we start out with a nice little feature, the running board, no slip tape, and access to entry lights, so that when you're standing out here, whatever the weather might be, whether it's inclement weather or not, you can get in here safely and have the lights ready to go for you. And you enter here. Here's your kitchen, sink, your drainer, nice breadboard for you, nice sink. This faucet does a full 360, so if you wanted to take it out here to hose down a small child or an animal or your feet, you certainly could do that. We've got a fresh drinking spigot here, and that fresh drinking water comes from under here. There's a 3-stage filter to filter that water, so you don't have to worry about having bottled water with you at all times. Funny little thing, but the strainer's got a directional spout so that you know you're not going to end up with water on your counters. When you don't need that, it slides out of the way, push breadboard back in. Okay. You turn around here, we've got your cupboards for dishes, whatever else you need to keep up here. You've got your silverware drawer, nice big silverware drawer. We've got a pots and pan drawer down here. Pretty large. I think that's probably a 4 or 5 inch drawer. Might be deeper. And we've got our Dometic refrigerator. It's got latches on it to keep it from moving around or sliding out. This refrigerator can be configured so that it's all freezer or all refrigerator, or either one. It also has an auto switch, so it switches from 110 to 12 volt automatically, or you can switch it manually. That's cold enough to keep ice cream. In fact, it's frozen right now. Pretty good. It's a 65 cubic quart refrigerator. And come on in and I'll show you the pantry. Pantry's got these extra latches right here so that you can load that sucker as full as you want, and it's not going to come open when you're driving down a windy road. Okay. Lots of storage. Lots and lots of storage. The other thing about this pantry that's really nice is this right here can work as an additional surface for cooking on or setting things on. It also can work as an additional spot when you spin your seat and put up your flip-up table to set your coffee cup, whatever else it is, and you can work here. What's nice additionally is that there's a plug right here so that you can plug in your laptop or whatever else you happen to be working on. All of the cabinets, including this fold-up table, have these ball-bearing latches. Can't show it on this one yet. You can right there, to adjust the tension to to keep them closed when you're turning and going corners and whatever else. You don't want these flying open. Okay. Down here under the sink, there's room for actually a trash can. In fact, there is a trash can down here. This is your water heater. There's a switch right there to turn the water heater on. This is your water filter, 3-phase water filter. These are additional screens for the outside windows. We have not put those on, but you certainly can do that. And in fact, let me show you this while we're here. The window in the kitchen opens up. so that you can get a nice cross breeze or get a view. Okay. There's also a fan up here that you can set the temperature to. And it's not an automatic one. This one is a manual one. The one in the back is automatic. So this is fan number 1. But this will either push air in or pull air out. If you're pulling the air out of here, we recommend you have a window on it. The fan kind of goes, not really, but it does suck the air out of here pretty good. This has a temperature control as well, so that you can set a degree, set your temperature, and go from there. You want to talk about the K panel?
Okay. Alrighty, so this is our control panel for all our various electronics. So over here on the left, we've got the lighting. So in addition to the step light, we have the 2 other zones Jennifer talked about. So we got our front or kitchen zone, you can turn that on, and the rear or lounge zone, which is the back there. And they're all on dimmers. All the lights are on dimmers, so you can adjust them here. Here we've got our pump gauge and our water tank gauges and our pump switch. So you got your gray water tank, you can see is empty. Our freshwater tank is about 1/3 full, and if we want to turn and use any of the water, we just flip that switch and that turns on the pump. And as long as you're not pulling water, the pump doesn't run, but it'll run as soon as on demand. So we've got our battery discharge monitor. So this basically is just showing you what's being used off of the battery at any moment. So just to be aware, if you're solar charging it, it's going to use off the solar charger and the battery. So this is only showing what's coming off the battery. And then this little switch is, so if you turn on the entry lights, it turns on the step light outside. But if you don't want that on, if you're doing some stealth camping at Walmart or something, you can shut that off, and then you don't have any outside lights on, but you can still have all the lights on the inside. And finally, we've got our inverter switch. So rather than having to bend over and get to the inverter, you can just flick it on here. Turning that on turns on all the 110 outlets through the inverter. And that's the control panel.
As long as we're up here, I'm going to take a spin this way and show you that there is a quote-unquote attic above the passenger and driver's seat, and up here we have all of the covers for the windows.
And they're completely light blocking, and so again, if you're in the Walmart parking lot doing stealth camping, you can block off all the light coming from inside the van.
And they're magnetic, so they simply snap in place. Just like that.
Very slick, very easy, very fast.
Very fast, very easy. And they're insulated with the reflective backing on it. And they fit up here quite nicely.
While Jennifer's showing you that, or putting that away, I'll show you the electrical closet. So down here we've got a cabinet, and on the bottom part of the cabinet we've got all the electrical equipment. We've got the solar charger on the right. Also on the top right is the shore power to inverter switch. So if you plug it into your household power.
And here we have a shower with a self-cleaning shower door, privacy blocking. Hose is long enough to do feet, do shoes, wash a pet. Hot and cold running water. The hose has a pause switch, or the shower head I should say has a pause switch. Very nice so you don't run out of hot water. While I'm in here, I'll show you that we have got a waterproof toilet paper holder. It completely stays in there during the shower and keeps your toilet paper dry. We have a canister toilet that is cleaned. That's not what you think it is, that's just a carrying case. It is cleaned with fresh water. The contents of the waste stay down in this one. They detach that, you carry over and empty it. You can empty it into a toilet, flush it that way, or if you happen to be at a campground where they have a waste area, you can do it that way as well too. It holds quite a bit and will go for about 50 flushes before it needs to be emptied. And in the ad it tells you how much water it holds. I can't remember, I think it's a couple of gallons. There's also hooks in the shower for hanging any wet stuff. Or if you wanted, you could put in a clothesline as well. We have not done that, but you certainly could. Okay. So back in the other half of the kitchen, so to speak, we've got a 5-foot long counter. Very long, very nice. It's got under counter lighting, actual tile that cleans up with soap and water and a sponge, multiple outlets. Right here you also have a quick charge for your phone, your laptop, iPad, whatever.
Regular USB.
And a regular USB as well. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on, it's hard to see. This switch right here allows you to switch the fridge from the 110 to 12 volt or back. Okay, very easy. I think we looked in here before. Up here we've got another little storage, possible liquor cabinet, shoes, whatever it is you'd like to put up here, just a small space. We've got a microwave that is a 900 watt, I believe. These pieces keep it in here and safe and secure. So if you were to unfortunately ever have an accident, the microwave will not fly out and hit somebody. And that's a very, very important thing. There's storage on the side here, whatever you want to put in there. The microwave you can run for about 2 minutes just on battery, 1 to 2 minutes, simply on battery. If your solar is charging, which you normally would always have that working anyway, you can run it for about 8 minutes. If you need something longer than that, start the van up. That fills the batteries back up as you're depleting the batteries for the microwave. You can pretty much run it indefinitely at that point. Okay. You also have an induction cooktop here. That'll boil a pot of water in about 2 minutes. You'll need one of those pans that has a magnetic bottom, which you can get at IKEA or Kohl's or wherever. Plugs it straight there. Room for towels right here above the electrical, right outside of the shower area. And anything else to point out here? Just all of the additional pocket or puck lights, as we call them. There's a lot of lights in here, so it can be very bright and clean and feel, wake you up when you need to. Or you can dim them and have it be mood lighting. Got your seating area here, eating area.
The lounge.
The lounge. Perfect for eating, working, puzzle building, whatever it is you want to do here. The windows on either side of the van back here in the lounge area open up. Again, there's screens, as I showed earlier, for this, but it provides an excellent cross breeze. There's also another Dometic fan up there that has a remote control. And this one is temperature setting. It also has a rain setting. So if it senses rain, the lid will close. Okay, this is the back view. The doors, just like an old ProMaster's, open all the way. Nice, very nice feature actually. We've got windows in the back doors, as you can see. This table comes out. So if you want to have a meal outside or work outside or whatever, there you go. It also frees up this area. So you see that there's a straight shot all the way through it. There's also, in the quote-unquote garage, you have the capability of putting in an additional seat and turning this into a bigger lounge area so someone can actually lay this way if they'd like, just to relax. Or if you have more than 2 people, or a dog, or cat, or bird. Okay. This has a very nice long garage, and you can see that the batteries are back there. I'll show you those in a little bit. But complete full storage back there. And there are lights inside the garage, in addition to 110 plugs. This is the other garage, so to speak. There's storage up above the water tank. There's your water pump. This is a 25-foot shore cable. So there's quite a lot of storage in here. And again, another plug and another garage door light. These were added so that if you're someplace and you have your garage, if you have these open, people can't see what you have stored in there, and it's kind of a safety feature. Plus it just adds a nice clean look to it, I think. Let's turn off the lights. Okay, let's show you the bed. You need to put the table back in. Okay.
Alrighty, so we're going to show you how this turns from a dinette into a table, into a bed rather. And so we take the table and flip it up on its side here, and just like any folding table, the legs go down, and we have a little strap that we put on to make sure that the legs kind of stay out of the way. So if you're storing anything underneath the table, like while you're driving or something, you can not have this legs being in the way or flopping down. And then you just put the table down into the grooves here.
Rests on this metal lip.
Metal frame, and slide it forward. And then there's a piece of plywood back there
that same piece we used for the seat earlier.
Yep. And then it's as simple as dropping these cushions down. And like that. And you've got yourself a near full-size bed. It's 6 feet long and 54 inches wide. If you're a 6 foot person, you're basically going to be head to heel right in the bed. Or if you can sleep a little sideways. It's plenty wide. It's 54 inches wide, so lots of room for if you're even with 2 people. We've got our gooseneck lights for reading in bed. Again, I think we already talked about our charging station that you can use to charge your devices. So we have a convenient spot to put your iPad or your phone or books or magazines that you're reading. And that's the bed. We also have cabinets up here. Don't know if we already talked about that or not, but there's 6 nice size cabinets. All of them have the pneumatic risers to make sure that they stay open while you're getting in and out of them and don't whack you on the head. And again, we have the little tension clips to make sure that the doors don't come flying open while you're driving. Another feature is maybe hard to see from your angle, but there's a little ledge on each cabinet to help things keep from sliding out. So that'll prevent stuff like from hitting the door while you're driving and popping that door open.
There's also lights under the bed or under the cabinets, both sets of cabinets. So actually, if I stand back here, you can see all of the lights that are on. I believe there's 16 lights in here. There's 2 under the kitchen cabinets as well. And multiple zones, so you don't have to have them on all at the same time. And when the bed's put together, there's actually quite a bit of storage space under there.
Okay, so we didn't really talk about the cab. Most of this came with the van. There's a couple of additional features that either we added or not stock. But first off, you already saw the swivel seat. The passenger seat swivels, and so you can turn it in any direction for swivels 360 degrees, but any direction. Mainly so that you can use this table here, the flip-up table. And then we also have the Dream seat. This is kind of the seat you'd see a trucker using in the big trucks, and it's very cushy. It floats up and down, as well as got really good lumbar support. There's a dial here that you use to adjust to your weight, so you can dial it into exactly how you like it to feel, either stiffer or more soft and cushiony. And we have the navigation system / Bluetooth, and the backup camera is all kind of consolidated here in the dash radio.
Hands-free power windows.
Hands-free power windows. We have Sirius XM, and yeah, I think that's it.
And 6 cup holders.
And 6 cup holders. We find cup holders to be key in the purchase of any new vehicle. There's also a map holder up here, so if you've got map or paperwork or whatever, you can a little clipboard. Dual glove boxes, yes. So we've got a hidden glove box here in the dash, and then typical glove box down on the bottom there. And there's a spot down here. This is the all the tools and stuff needed to use the jack. The jack and all its tools are in that little case down below the seat. And then getting back into our van build, we also have some area back here for storing clothes, you know, like jackets and leashes, you know, towels, and especially if you're coming in from the van and maybe it's been raining outside, you can just hang your stuff right here and let it dry right behind without getting anything else in the van. So we got some hooks there for that. And I think, oh, and then one other thing to show you, we are dog lovers, and if you have a small dog, this is a great spot for a little dog bed. And this bottom drawer was designed such that you could actually put your dog bowls in here and have the dog just go in straight and eat out, you know, right out of the dog bowls, and then you can just put it away when they're done, and no muss, no fuss. All right.
As I mentioned before, there are window coverings for all of the windows in the van, including the front windscreen. And most of them are magnetic. However, on this one, because there's no magnets around it, these are just form-fitting. So, gotta actually be up on the curb to fit it. They are insulated. And they provide some sound bearing.
Yep. And yeah, there's friction fit, and from the outside you got the reflectix stuff, so that in a hot day you're going to keep most of the heat on the outside.
But they provide pretty much a complete blackout.
I just want to show you a couple of other features on the outside here. So we have the spigot, outside spigot. This is helpful for if you want to fill a bucket up, or wash a dog, or any other reason you might need to have water on the outside of the van. It also goes off the freshwater tank. And I think Jennifer already showed you this, but if you wanted to have an outside shower or something like that, you can actually use this right out here. And this one has hot and cold, of course, and this one's just cold water down here. Moving to the back, we have our water fill. So when you're ready to fill up that tank, 25-gallon water tank, by the way, and 25-gallon wastewater tank. So this is the fresh water. Use a hose, or you could actually, with this type of opening, you can pour from a water bottle in here and fill up your tank that way. And since we were just mentioning it, down under the van we have our gray water tank, and in order to empty it, there is a spigot right here, just a standard hose bib, and you can just hook up a garden hose to it and run it off to a responsible place to empty your tank. You just open the spigot. If you're parked in an RV place, you could just leave it open and let it drain straight into their sewer. And coming around to the back of the van again, we have also the tow hitch receiver that we've added. And so this van is got plenty of power to tow a pretty good size trailer or boat or that sort of thing. We also have the wiring for the 4-pin connector for your brake lights. And finally, we've got our 110 shore power connection. So this just is similar to a generator style plug. The cord that we're providing with the van plugs right into here, and on the end of the cord you've got two connectors. The connector that's built into the cord is for a 30 amp connection that you'd find at an RV park, and then it also has an adapter to go to a 110 standard 120 or 20 amp 15 or 20 amp plug that you'd find at your house. So we have 3 200-watt solar panels for a total of 600 watts of solar, and in those solar panels are feeding through this 40 amp MPPT solar charger, and that then in turn feeds our two 200 amp AGM sealed batteries that hold all our power.